Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I was doom scrolling through my own channel for research and I noticed someone requested that I made a Pallas cat. So thank you, you did this. I regret nothing. Because then I had to ask myself a very serious question. A very professional question. What on earth is a Pallas cat? Oh my goodness. They're grumpy, they're fluffy, they look like they're constantly judging you for breathing too loudly. Naturally, I just had to make one, which meant an obscene amount of tinfoil. Like, this was no longer crafting, this was a cry for help. Next, I built up the face with clay. For the eyes, I used glass eyes, and I printed out paper to stick behind them so they'd have colour and, more importantly, soul. I then attached the ears and moved on to the feet. These bad boys are 100% clay. I tried adding tinfoil inside, but for some reason I just couldn't sculpt the feet with the tinfoil inside. So I just gave up and just made them pure clay. After baking them, I realised they didn't actually fit the plastic armature, so instead of re-sculpting them, I sanded them down until the armature fit. Then I hot glued the armature to the head and paws. There were a few cracks on the feet, but I glued them up and decided to simply trust the process. Now, the armature. Everything was going great, until it was absolutely not, because the armature would not go together. Turns out you need a very specific connector piece to attach the normal armature to the plus-shaped armature. This piece, this tiny villain, and I ordered my armature from Hong Kong, so I waited 2.5 weeks for one piece of plastic. When it arrived, I was ready, mind, body, spirit, until I discovered it was too big for my armature pliers. I literally grabbed a hairdryer, tried to melt it into place, tried reasoning with it emotionally. Nothing worked. That sigh you hear? That's a sigh of someone questioning all of their life choices. Anyway, I gave up and used wire for the back legs. I cut quilt padding into many long strips and wrapped them around the body. Pallas' cat are technically the size of a normal house cat, but their fur is so thick they look much bigger than they actually are. So the more quilt padding the better. At this point, I was in love. He was round, he was powerful, he was chunky. Now, it was time for the fur. I hot glued the fur onto the face, which is just chaos as a concept. You glue on huge patches, trim them, and hope for the best. After sewing and trimming the legs, it was time for the final montage.